that God will give you comfort and that the church will find a suitable successor who shall lead in an equal manner. And as we do this, to take forward the legacy of the Pope of inclusivity and remembering those that are less fortunate, I pray that we will handle our business and be as inclusive as possible. Allow me to also mention that we have a withdrawal that has been brought to my attention of Esther Nanjala Wekesa, who was supposed to appear. I'm told she's not able to appear today. And then we had a request of Jibril Maali Mohammed, who was to appear on Thursday, on the 24th, who requested that he be rescheduled because he is unable to make it on Thursday. And so we will seek to consider him tomorrow at 4:30 at the end, as the last candidate. So tomorrow we shall have 7 candidates. I think with that, we are ready to receive our first candidate this morning. Please bring in Ruth Mbwaya Agesa. Thank you. Welcome, Madam Ruth. Please have a seat. Thank you. Allow me to thank you for coming and welcome you this morning for your interview. Congratulations for being shortlisted for the position that you applied for, member of the Iebc Commission. And thank you for showing your interest in that position. My name is Nelson Makanda. You do have a pen and a notebook. It's a cold morning, but water sometimes may be helpful. And you have a mic before you. You press on it and speak, and then you can speak. I want to invite my colleagues here to introduce themselves to you, then we'll come to you. Please.
Thank you, Chairman. Dr. Ruth, good morning. My name is Linda Kiome. I serve this panel as the Vice Chair. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you for your interview session this morning. Karibu sana.
Ruth, hujambo? Jina langu ni Andrew Tanui, mwanachama wa jopo hili la uteuzi, na karibu.
Ma'am, good morning. Caroline Kituko, karibu.
Good morning, Doc. My name is Adam Solo, a member of the selection panel.
Good morning, Daktari. My name is Nicodemus Bore. Karibu sana.
Good morning, Dr. Agesa. My name is Fatuma Ali Saman, a member of the panel. Please feel welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Agesa. Karibu sana. My name is Koki Muli Grigno, and I'm a member of the panel.
Good morning, Ruth.
Morning.
My name is Evans Misati. I'm a member of the selection panel, and we welcome you.
Thank you.
So now we come to you, and we ask that you introduce yourself, highlight those things in your profile that you think are significant for us, take note of, but also relevant for the position that you have applied for. Mention if you have any award or honor that has been given to you, and if you belong to any professional group or society. Please proceed, Madam Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. First, before I introduce myself, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for having selected me to be among those who've been shortlisted for this interview. And it's not a privilege, but I'm sure you found something that drove you to making me be among the shortlisted people. And I would like to thank you so much. I'm Dr. Ruth Mbwaya Agesa. I come from Vihiga County. I would like to say that I've lived my life in education. I started off as a primary school teacher and taught in Nakuru for some time and was taken to a national school because of my prowess in music. I taught in Nakuru High School, and during that time I got my diploma, and I was removed from Nakuru High School to be an inspector of schools in Nairobi when I was having the diploma. So I did my degree in music when I was already an inspector of schools, and went to University of Nairobi where I did international studies, masters. And while I finished from there, I did an international diploma in education planning and administration in India. And I did my PhD with Masinde Muliro University in Peace and Conflict Studies while I was at the Ministry of Education. I have worked at the Ministry of Education. I left when I was a director in charge of music. I have been an executive secretary for Kenya Music Festival, which is the largest activity in Kenya and even in the world, bringing so many children together and giving music to the people. And you know, music is actually food for the soul. While at the ministry, I also ventured more into protocol because I was being given assignments for being a receptionist for the ministry. So I did my course in South Africa, Durban, in protocol and business administration, business protocol and events organization. Apart from that, I've done so much in peace, and you've seen my PhDs in peace and conflict studies. So I've been doing much with the International Peace Support Training Center in Karen, where I did my child protection course and election observers course, and also the regional senior mission leaders course. I have been awarded medals by the state. I have a head of state commendation. I have Order of the Grand Warrior, the OGW, for making children sit and cladded in the 4 colors of the Kenya flag. That is solidarity and patriotism to the nation. That is my brainchild, what you normally see on public holidays, children sitting, making the Kenya flag on the terraces. I started it, and that's my brainchild. And I was also awarded Moran of the Burning Spear for coordinating that massive Kenya Music Festival activity and being successful. I have also been recognized by the government for having led the Kenyan team to Tanzania for the African Public Service Week, and Kenya came out number 2. I was heading as a protocol person. So by the time I was leaving the Ministry of Education, I had already established strong ties of protocol there. I have served on several boards. I have been on MTRH, Eldoret. I've been on a cooperative university council. I have also been at Kenya School of Government. I've been there until when I left in 2022, when I went to Western Kenya. I have also been the deputy CEO for World Athletics Under 20. And Kenya became the winners in the event that was held in Kenya in 2021. I must say I've done much in peace organizations, and also participating more in the national celebrations. I'm the long-serving member of the National Celebrations Committee. I started in 1999 by meeting with Mr. Wasonga, and we are the ones who said the mass choirs of the children in Nairobi, province by then. And then what you normally see in national celebrations as the drills, children in the stadium, the drills, and children saying that they own Kenya, and also that flag that is my brainchild in the Ministry of Education. And I must say that if I'm given chance to come to the Iebc, there are many things that I'm going to bring on board, because I'm a person rotating in education, in peace and conflict study, conflicts in training, and also music. Because my life, I've actually grown more in music as much as I was under the Ministry of Education. So by the time I was leaving the Ministry of Education 2022, I was the Executive Secretary at Kenya Music Festival as being the director in charge, and also I was the head of performing arts, music, and drama.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have done so much and achieved quite a lot, not just for yourself, but also for the country. We are grateful for that legacy you have set. I want to invite Linda to ask you some questions. Madam Linda, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Dr. Ruth, you're an OGW.
Yes, madam.
MBS.
Yes, madam.
HSC.
Yes, madam.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is exemplary. Now, looking at the experience that you have had as a CC member of education in Vihiga County, and all the experiences that you've had in your entire career journey, what do you bring to the table as an Iebc commissioner that will be relevant for your execution of the mandate that will be bestowed upon you once you become a commissioner?
Thank you. I think my experience in education, I will bring on board much into the training of the staff, and also I would bring in the idea, the feeling or the skill of making the Iebc be the front runners of this country in making sure that we all live together and own Kenya as our own, especially by even using my talent in music, mobilizing people to know that they have to come up with even music songs that can make Kenyans know that this is our country and we have to live in unity. Yes.
What are your personal attributes?
I'm a person who likes teamwork. I would like people to also live in harmony without conflict. You can see also my background in protocol. Protocol makes people live and work towards living with very minimum friction and with maximum efficiency. So I love people living in peace without friction. And then, of course, I'm a listener. I love learning, and I do quite a lot also of writing. And I think when you go through my CV, you find that I'm also an author. I've written a book which is even in the market, whereby I really want people to live together, and I want women to be part of even decision making in all the society happenings.
Thank you so much, Daktari. I wish you the very best. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you. I invite Caroline Kituku to ask you some questions. Carol, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Daktari, good morning once more.
Morning, madam.
The organization or the institution that you're seeking to join, the Iebc, as its mandate spelled out in the Constitution. Would you please tell the panel what, in your own understanding, is the core mandate of the Iebc?
The core mandate of the Iebc is to run elections, and these elections have to be free, fair, and transparent. It is also mandated to carry out delimitation of boundaries, and also to oversight, also to look at, to guide in the appointments of the nominees by the political parties. It's also settles disputes, election disputes, when they are there. And generally, the election has to be very free, fair, and transparent.
All right. So what is the mandate of the Iebc? I was expecting you to tell us about its mandate insofar as referendums are concerned. Now, the Constitution has set out circumstances in which a referendum must be held should there be an attempt to amend the Constitution. Under what circumstances then is a referendum required under the Constitution?
A referendum is called for when there is there's need for amendment of the Constitution. For example, if the term of the elections, the period is supposed to be changed, or even when there are changes that are supposed to take place in the country. It cannot just be done unless it has gone through the referendum, because we have to also include the people. The people have participation. They have to come in.
That's fine, and that's correct. So what are these provisions in the Constitution that require a referendum before they can be amended? Would you share some, just mention 4 of them to us?
Before a referendum has been called for, there must be a survey to come up with.
No, the Constitution, as is explained very well, that whenever we are attempting to amend certain provisions of the Constitution, they cannot be amended, for example, by Parliament. There has to be the involvement of the people of Kenya through the referendum, because the Constitution belongs to the people of Kenya, right?
Yes.
So what are these provisions in the Constitution that Parliament cannot amend without the referendum being carried out by Iebc?
That one I need to look at it first again before I answer.
Okay, so let me take you where you are taking me.
Yes.
You brought me there, so let me take you there. So what is the procedure then for the amendment of the Constitution? What is the procedure? What is the procedure in a referendum, in short?
It's of course, here the people have to be involved, and there must be even a voting that will take place there. And after voting of the items that are required on, then it will be that the results will be announced.
So
yes
before
or
we
no.
vote, what are those things in law that must happen? Or how does IBC, you're seeking to join IBC. In the event that there's an attempt to amend the constitution, IBC will have to be involved.
Yes.
So what is the role of the mandate of the IBC in carrying out referendums?
First of all, there must be civic education to the people. They have to be talked to, taught what, why they have to carry out the referendum, and the way IBC works with the people, the citizens themselves. They have to register, and we have to check on. Apart from civic education, there's that the voter registration, which is people who are actually going to vote. They should not be people who are not eligible. And I think that's all.
Okay, so what you just told me is about what happens in the normal voting process. We were looking for what happens when there is a referendum. Like, what is IBC supposed to do to make sure that the referendum happens? Any idea?
You know, and a referendum is coming in because there has been an issue that has triggered for the referendum to be done, because it's just not a normal election. So there must have been a dispute, or there must have been a reason, people's voice of what they're not happy about, or what they feel if it's amended. If there's a referendum, then they are going to be able to amend some of the things that are, or the laws that are there, because there is no law that can be done before it's passed in the referendum.
You have confused me completely, but it's fine. Thank you, and I wish you well. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I want to ask Madam Koki, please.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Gesa, first allow me to congratulate you for self-actualization and your immense contribution to Kenya. Really, asante sana.
Thank you.
Ningependa kukuuliza, based on your experience, your immense experience in mobilization, in organizing people together, I want to ask you a question around voter registration. As you know, voter registration is very, very important.
Yes.
Because it is through that list that we get people who can elect the leaders that we have. Now, if you are nominated as a member of Iebc, and you know voter registration is a key activity of the electoral cycle, I would like you to tell the panel and the people watching you at home, including your students, how you will ensure that the provisions of the Constitution on voter registration are adhered to strictly and followed by Iebc, beginning with yourself if you become a member.
Thank you, Madam. I think with the skills I have in mobilization, you've just cited, you find that many people normally don't want to go and register. And unless they are talked to, is when they will have to go to register as voters. So there must be a lot of civic education, being a lot of barazas, even people being talked to in barazas, and also use of media. You talk to people in the media, whether national or even the local media, you reach out to them and give them the importance of them voting, because this is our country and it's our right to vote, actually, to get our leaders.
Thank you very much. One of a sub provision of the same what you're saying is continuous voter registration. And we see that Iebc focuses only on this massive voter registration campaigns only around election. But we have to adhere to the constitution and make sure this is continuous and it happens every day. How are you going to ensure that?
I think, Madam, through the chair, voter registration should be a continuous exercise. And you find that to avoid even that early last rush, we have to engage everybody, all the stakeholders. We talk to them and we reach out to people so that the registration is being done. And we, being in the Iebc, if I am there, I'll engage even the staff to train them earlier on how even their voter registration can be done, so that it's something that it's not done at the last minute. It should be continuous.
Thank you, Daktari, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
FCPA, please ask some questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Ruth, I want to join my colleague in congratulating you for your achievements. One, personal achievements.
Thank you.
From a P1 teacher to where you are today. But secondly, on your contribution to this country.
Thank you.
Through your role in the music field.
Thank you.
Now, let's go to our subject matter. What protects Iebc from external influence? What protects Iebc from external influence?
The Iebc is a body that is in the government, and it's the government that should actually protect Iebc.
You're saying it's the government that protects?
Yes.
Iebc. Okay, what is the role? I think my colleague did ask what is the role of Iebc. So, in the context of the role of Iebc, my understanding is an arbiter or a referee in a game of political players. And on certain occasions, the government is also an interested party, isn't it?
Yes.
In the political process. So how can the same government protect it from influence?
I feel actually the Iebc can only be protected by the law that is laid.
So how has the law protected Iebc from that influence?
By following what is actually laid down in the Constitution, 2010, and in the laws that are streamlined in the Iebc Election Act. But you see, also they have a legal framework which is also guiding the Iebc.
Okay. Are there any challenges that Iebc faces in terms of its independence?
Yes, Iebc may face challenges, especially because according to their budget, their funding, it's approved by the parliament and it's released by the treasury. So it's not that they are not able to just do things on their own. Yes. So that's a challenge, and especially now, let's say if the money is not even released to them, the funds are not released to them early, they'll face a challenge of carrying out their procurement or getting all their events that they're supposed to do to be done in time. So they'll have to rely on that, on waiting for the treasury to release the money.
Any other
That's-
challenge?
Another challenge is the IBC faces is with the area, the country the way it is. Let's say they're going for voting. You find that not all areas may be able to align or be able to be accessed very well with their technology. So that's a challenge they'll have, because you'll find there are some areas that you'll end up using manual work than a manual even identification than having the technology that is there. That is a challenge, and that is of course in the country. Yeah.
How does that affect the independence of the commission? That challenge of accessibility.
Maybe if I leave that one out, the other thing that maybe independence of the IBC could be even a challenge of political pressure. Yeah, political pressure, if it's there, then the IBC may not really be able to, if it's not firm, then things may not go very well.
Thank you. I wish you well. Thank you,
Thank
Chair.
you.
Evans Misati, please ask Ruth some questions.
Thanks so much, Chair. Ruth, I also take you back in trying to understand your knowledge on IPC and electoral matters. Please give the distinct roles of the IPC commissioners vis-a-vis the IPC Secretariat.
Through the chair, the IBC commissioners are actually the ones who hold the policies. They are policy makers, and also they oversight. They carry out oversight duties. The secretariat does the execution of what is in the IBC.
Thanks so much. Now, if you're given an opportunity and you're an IPC commissioner, what measures will you put to ensure that IPC is not influenced by ethnicity and divisive politics?
If I'm given the chance to be a commissioner, I will use my background in music and also in education, first by making sure that we do a lot of training. We do a lot of civic education to our people to make them own our country. And also music comes in, we find that music gives a lot of messages. So you saw even when the elections were being, the results were being waited for at Bomas of Kenya, as people were busy doing other things, there was the music. And this music passes a lot of strong messages. And this music actually will talk to the ethnic people to make sure that they know that this is our country. We need to live together. So I think that's a message I would really use on that area. And also, when I talked about protocol, you talk to people and tell them they need to know what is right and what is wrong, what we need to do and what we don't need to do. And I'm sure it is going to bring people living together harmoniously, a lot of cohesiveness.
Thanks so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to invite Fatuma Saman to ask you some questions. Fatuma, please.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Dr. Gesa.
Yes, madam.
Would you kindly tell the panel how you would classify the main state and non-state stakeholders in the electoral process?
The main state and the stakeholders. Stakeholders are the people who are having some link towards the, for example, things that are being done by Iebc. For example, the Iebc is getting funding from the government through Parliament and Treasury, but you find that the money may not be enough, so they need to get to donors. So these donors will come in as stakeholders of the elections to assist in giving in the assistance to make sure that we run the elections. Yeah.
Thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to invite Bore to ask some questions. Mr. Bore, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. Ruth,
Yes.
looking at the Iebc constitutional role as a commissioner, how will you contribute to the long-term national cohesion beyond elections? Because the election comes only once in every 5 years, and there is still 4 more years of trying to bring the people together. How would you help in that role of trying to bring the people together?
Elections end, and there are those who remain when they are aggrieved. There are those who remain when they are very happy, jubilating after they are winning. So to make all these people together, to remain together, is good for there to be continuous talks to them, and also that the activities that are in Iebc should not just end by the time when the elections the results have been given out. And if you remember the 2007 elections, which were very came out to be very volatile and a lot of problems coming in, the tool that we used more into going into the society, we actually used music. And if you even add on other activities, let's say other activities that people can perform together, they bring in a lot of cohesion. Because by the time people meet and they are doing activities together, it is actually making them own that activity, and they know that it is for the country. So they are not left by themselves. And I think that is the way I could go, by making sure that Kenyans don't just leave when they are separated. Because after that 2007, people could not even look at one another, but we came in very strongly. And apart from talking to people, telling them how important our country is, we actually also made people do activities together. And being together makes them value the benefits they are getting from their country, and why they should actually learn to live together with a lot of harmony and cohesion.
Thank you very much, and wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We go to Professor Adam Solo, please.
Madam, I guess let me join my colleagues in congratulating you for the milestones that you have made. In your CV, you also indicate that you hold a certification in election observation. If you are to be made a commissioner, how do you intend to leverage on this experience if appointed as a member of the Iebc?
Through the chair, being a member or having gone through the training of election observers course, and also being part of those who have come up with the curriculum at IPSTC to make the curriculum for the election observers, I would, if I'm given the chance at Iebc, I would really want us to follow the steps on how an election can be conducted for it to be very fair, free, and transparent, starting from the pre-election period, making sure that all the requirements are put in place, that voter registration, the civic education, making sure that even the political parties' nominees are appointed in the right manner, and linking it to the election period itself to see to it that starting from the polling station, there is no gap that is left. So everything should be seamless up to when the results have been tallied. And also coming now to the post-election to make sure that all that we have done, we have to look at it. Have we done it well? Is there anything that has not gone in the right way? Are there disputes? Is anyone disputing to this? And also, we'll make sure that with even involving our observers to come on board, we also have to accredit them so that they also have to manage what is supposed to be done.
Thank you. And my last question on this segment is that from a leadership standpoint, how does Article 73(1) of the Constitution inform the expected conduct of Iebc commissioners? I believe you know what Article 73(1) talks about. Okay, let me simplify it. The chapter on leadership and integrity.
Yes. The Iebc commissioner, if I'm made a member, all of them actually supposed to be people who are doing things with a lot of integrity. They have to be very transparent and accountable for what is happening and be impartial.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Prof, I don't know whether you do have some other questions. Two more questions, please.
Sure, Chair. I know you have had so many milestones as we have recognized, but one of the highlights you have is that you are an educationist.
Yes.
And therefore, this is the session in which, through the chair, we ask what the chair calls high school questions that you are very familiar with. When I was in primary and I believe secondary, there used to be a saying, the flag followed the cross. Using that saying in the education sector, tell this panel which institution or organization incepted education in Kenya, and what role did the colonial government play thereafter between 1920 and 1945 in the education sector?
Education has, I must say, it has grown. And before, that is before independence, education was not for all because there were categories. The elites.
Who brought education to Kenya? Which institution, which organization? In other words, before the colonial government, that's why I used the analogy, the flag followed the cross. So if you go to schools in Kenya, before the colonial government got involved, who was driving the education sector? "30 seconds.
I must say, before the colonials came, education was being done by the society.
Okay, let me even break it more down.
Yeah.
Formal education, where you have schools. Before the colonial government got involved, which institution or organization was involved?
I think.
Okay. 10 seconds at ended. Let me ask a different one.
Yeah.
Which national park in Tanzania shares a border with the Masai Mara National Reserve.
The Serengeti.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Madam Ruth, we have come to the end of our questions for you. I don't know whether you have any comment or a question that you'd like to ask, any clarification, so that we can be able to close the process of the interview this morning.
First, to conclude, I would like to say that as from beginning, I'm grateful for being here and with the interview that you've taken me through. And I would like to say that if I'm given the chance to be a commissioner, I will, of course, I'll bring in my knowledge of education, the music, the protocol, and also the training to the Iebc as an organization, and also to the Kenyans. And I would like to say that I'm very grateful for being here, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Blessings to you. If you're traveling back to Vihiga or wherever, a journey masses to you. We are grateful. The notebook and the pen are yours, and you'll find a gentleman at the door who has your documents. You hand them over to you. Thank you very much, and blessings. Asante. Thank you. Okay. Can you confirm if the next candidate is around? We only have one. Okay. Please bring them in kindly.